Welcome to your kNights podcast. Today is June 8th. We have a special edition today. I am your host, Corey, and with me we also have Ben.
Hey.
And we also have tonight a special guest, Mr. Steven.
Hi, how you doing today?
Alrighty, so how about, Steven, how about you introduce yourself to everybody?
Oh, all right, well, I'm Steven. A lot of people call me Bob. That's just because that's my nickname.
Hi, Bob.
Hey, Bob.
I've been known Ben for a few years. I've known you for a few years, and that's me. Not a very interesting person.
Little known fact, Steven or Bob, we'll go by both names today. Whatever flows.
Whatever name is not Ben or Corey, it's probably me.
Yeah. He is also a big fan of Disney and Disneyland as well.
I am indeed.
So, tonight on the agenda, we're going to be giving our tips and tricks and whatnots of Disneyland. So, what that'll consist of are little kind of hidden gems of different foods, the less crowded bathrooms if you're there, the ones to avoid.
Quiet and special locations.
Not for rape, though. Don't do rape.
Yeah, not at Disneyland. If you want, you can go somewhere else.
Romantic.
Romantic.
One-side romance.
And different, like, pathways.
Surprise.
Different.
Yeah, it's not rape if you shout surprise first.
Surprise. And also different little pathways that aren't known to the general public that are usually less taken.
Yeah, a little bit of AP knowledge, not...
Yeah.
General.
Not something the casual tourist would kind of pick up or be entirely aware about. So, yeah.
And if you don't know, APs are also annual pass holders. So just
more lingo.
If we start using little lingos, I'll try to chime in and give us a heads up as to what it is exactly. So, alrighty. So, Steven, since you're a special guest, did you want to start us off on some tips or tricks that you got?
Well, something that I like to do is Something I like to do is the Fantasyland, getting to Fantasyland, everyone uses the drawbridge. Yeah, it's a very good touristy area. But if you just want to get somewhere, there's two other paths that you can take to get to Fantasyland. Underneath the Sleeping Beauty's castle. There's one on the right, if you're facing the castle from Main Street area, on the right there's Snow White and the Seven Dwarves, and Snow White sings. There's a witching well, and actually that's a very nice place for romantic getaways, I guess. I don't know.
It's a nice little photo op there as well. It's usually not very crowded, so you can actually get a pretty good pictures there with something that I feel a lot of normal tourists wouldn't know about, because it is kind of like a hidden gem type thing. Also, there is the other side that we can take.
By the Frontierland. And that one doesn't really have anything too pretty. Just another path to take, I guess.
Yeah, the Frontierland, it cuts through the Fantasy Fair where the princess is.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, so you get a little bit of alternate view. There's actually a little spot just right off the bridge where you actually have a different view of the castle. If you're there and it's not overcast or anything, and they have those times where you can actually be there in the morning when the sun rises, it actually makes for pretty nice pictures.
Yeah, you get the nice sunrise pictures and everything. It also, that bridge, it takes you through the left side of the castle if you're looking at the castle, and it drops you out kind of by the Princess Boutique, where the little princesses that you take can go in there, get their nice accessories, and they get their makeup and hair done to look just like the princesses and everything.
Glamorized.
Yeah, it's a store that is known but not known. It's a weird little store. It's pretty cool.
It's really cool, especially if you have a little princess that you want to get all prettied up and they really enjoy their princesses. It's something that's great to take them into.
And you have deep pockets.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, that's just Disneyland. You kind of have to have deep pockets.
True.
I like visiting the knife store as well that they have in Disneyland. Not a lot of people know that they have that.
Yes, very true. It is on the opposite side of the Princess Boutique store. It's a really cool store. If you've never been in there, a lot of people tend to just walk by there because they just see like little armor things. And
yeah, they just think it's a little look at thing. Well, it is kind of a look at thing, but you can actually purchase knives and swords at Disneyland. You can't carry them. They'll put it at toward the front if you purchase it, but yeah.
Or ship it to you.
Or ship it to you. Yes, that's very, very true.
yeah, but they have some really cool stuff in there. If you haven't checked it out, I'd suggest actually checking it out.
It's actually one of the few unique stores within Disneyland that's still remaining. A lot of them have become pretty much turned into general merchandise stores that don't really fit the theme of the land that they're in. So you'll see things like over by Pirates, and they'll carry stuff that, well, actually, Adventureland's a better example. At the Trading Bazaar over there, right across from the Jungle Cruise.
Yeah.
You have unique stuff that belongs in Adventureland, and then you have just random stuff like kitchen supplies and things that you'd really expect to see in Main Street.
Yeah, that's definitely mainstream Main Street items. But yeah, it's weird how each store kind of does have its own theme, but at the same time, you're still going to have Mickey and Minnie and all that stuff that, it's good, but it kind of breaks away from the main theme of that particular land.
Yeah. Sometimes they have themed Mickey and Minnie's, though, in the stores, so you can still get your Mickey and Minnie fix while them still being in like that Adventureland area or Fantasyland, or back in Critter Country where they have all the Haunted Mansion stuff too, which is actually really cool if you don't go that way, since it does dead end over there, which I really hope they do connect it sometime, like connect the dead end over in Critter Country area.
Oh yeah,
by Splash Mountain area. It does dead end over there, but if you like Haunted Mansion, and they have that little Haunted Mansion card over there as well that you can buy merchandise. And then I actually heard rumors that they were going to eventually down the road, if they ever expand over there, connect it back from Critter Country back around, so then you can make that full loop, and then you don't just get stuck over there.
Yeah, because you just dead end at Pooh's Corner.
Yep.
Which still bothers me, by the way. I'm still angry about the Country Bears. I'm sorry.
Yeah,
my favorite ride.
But that is one of the few empty bathrooms over there, since a lot of people do not go over on that side.
Because, again, it dead ends.
Yes, it dead ends. So that's a little gem over there if you want a nice empty bathroom and you happen to be over that way.
And they have the cleanest water in all the parks.
Yes.
The secret little waterfall.
Thank you, Ben. Because everyone needed to know that little bit.
Oh, yeah. It really is. You look in that water right there. Oh, my gosh. It is so clean. It is ridiculous.
All right.
Well, they have like a little mini diorama set up kind of like at the Storyland canal boats. But it's themed just to Pooh, and it's along that kind of false riverbank that they put up near the Winnie the Pooh attraction. And
you mean the LSD ride?
This special magical room.
Yeah, if you haven't been on that ride, I'd suggest checking that out. It's pretty cool.
And that's actually the store over there is a second location where you can get handmade sweets and treats.
Yeah.
Yes. Yeah. They have some good stuff over there. It's a very empty area that a lot of people don't tend to visit, but they have a lot of cool stuff back on that side.
Yeah, they do. But the only people that really tend to see it are the people that exit Splash Mountain.
Yes.
Because every time someone goes, they just see an endless curve, and then they don't really know that it just ends. So they'll just see the end and then loop back.
Yeah.
Well, there's actually some pretty cool stuff to look at over there. I don't really frequent it myself, but...
Yeah, me neither. And even the people that do exit the Splash Mountain, I feel like as soon as they get off, they just make that U-turn and go right back out to go hit other rides.
Yeah, pretty much. Because most people... I think the people who are really pass by it more are the ones who exit the Winnie the Pooh ride.
Well,
yes,
but
even then, you still kind of have to turn into the store because the exit kind of takes you by it, not through it. But they still have some good stuff. I got some Tigger Tails and some other stuff before.
They also have the
It's,
meet and greets with the Winnie the Pooh characters back there.
Yeah, right
Yeah.
in front of it.
So they have 2 different locations. There's one right out by the store at the end, and there's one, I believe, right in front of the Winnie the Pooh ride as well, isn't there? Like, I think there's 2 separate spots
there's
where they do.
It's hard to miss. You see just
Is that
the
hat
lines.
store also in that corner? Or is that closer to the entrance of...
Closer to the entrance of Splash, between
okay.
Splash and closer towards Haunted Mansion.
Okay, I couldn't fully recollect, so...
Yeah, but
Thank you.
that end corner is actually also the entrance for the single ride line for Splash Mountain as well.
Yes.
Which
Which
actually
is-
moves really fast because they
Well,
did that
it's
yesterday.
not awkward anymore because it's individual seats for the Splash Mountain log. It's not you're
Yeah.
straddling some complete stranger. Like, who are you? Well, I don't want you in my lap. I'm sorry. But now it's individual seats.
Something's poking me.
You
got
are
really
way too happy for this ride.
It's really exciting. I love this ride. It's so exhilarating.
Oh, too much wood going on.
Not that kind of log.
Anyway, got dirty. Okay.
Okay. Let's get back on to track here.
Um,
While we are in that location over there, I'd actually like to take a moment to talk about the lobster rolls over at the little shack over there.
Too far. Go back a little bit.
Okay,
Yeah,
go
go
back.
back to
Let's
Hungry
go.
Bear.
Hungry Bear.
Bear.
Okay.
that
Hungry Bear.
bathroom is never used, and it is
Very
amazing.
true.
And also, when you order food, you go downstairs and you go to the bottom far corner right along the riverbank, and that's where you actually see the ducks that swim right against the thing, right up against the bank. You see the Mark Twain and the Columbia sail by, and
So parents, keep this in mind. This is a good place to have your kids be quiet and feed the ducks for a little bit.
yes,
You get the rest.
And it's always empty over there. And if you go downstairs, it is nice and shaded. So on a hot day, it is nice over there.
It's a nice oasis.
And you got
yeah.
that nice clean bathroom in there that no one ever uses. Because if they do go to that side, they are going to go to the one over by Splash Mountain. And they rarely go to that one.
So yeah, if you need a poop and you're in the neighborhood, that is a great place to go.
and it's
'cause-
not a small facility too. It's actually a good sized
Yeah, it's
facility.
a very
it's just
sizable. Yeah.
it's just not really utilized the way the more prominent locations are used. So it's
Well, it's probably because it's still the Hungry Bear and it's still themed around the Jamboree.
Country Bear Jamboree.
And yeah, they should tie it in a little bit more to either
Winnie the
Splash
Pooh.
Mountain or Winnie the Pooh, and people might, if they give it a little bit of a facelift, maybe. But I like it the way it is personally.
Yeah, I like it too because of the fact that no one really goes over there.
Yeah.
And I like to have my bathrooms where, like, if I need some privacy and I do need to poo, so it's like if you got to poo, think of poo.
Yeah, you just come on. That's-
Come on. There's 2 bathrooms over there.
And you need not feel ashamed. Well, if you're like me, if you're in public and you got to poop, it's always gassy that way. It's always the gassiest poop you got to take whenever you're in public or at your friend's house. That's just me. So if you're going in that bathroom, you don't feel as bad because you're not really bugging anybody.
But very true. Very true.
I'm just sharing my knowledge unto you.
And it's actually clean toilets, so you don't
Yes.
feel disgusting going in there either.
yeah the maintenance crew, they actually clean it regularly, just like any of the other
Yeah, like
bathrooms.
the-
And since it doesn't get used as much, it doesn't get as dirty as quick. But coming out of Hungry Bear, walking towards the harbor galley,
Yeah,
there's a little side pathway.
hold on, just time out really quick. Everybody, you guys need to ride the canoes more. It's just something
That
you
is
should do.
true.
It's really fun. Just do it. Anyways,
That's
back-
a little bit further down from the galley.
We're working our
That's
way
the
around.
exit there, and that's what I thought of. Sorry. We know the park a little too well.
Would you like to explain where the canoe entrance is for those people that don't know where to get on it?
It's actually
Right across
right
from
across
the Haunted Mansion, kind of
Right
pretty much next to the harbor galley
where the
And the-
fish shop that we're talking about.
and the dry dock.
Okay.
And if you guys don't know the Harbor Galley, it's you pass by it when you go to the Haunted Mansion. It's the one with the fisherman in the yellow slicker.
He looks like the
and all that.
Gorton's fisherman.
Yeah, it's that place. So anyways, back to you, Ben. Sorry for interrupting.
Okay.
Oh, yeah, so there's this hidden walkway. Corey, you want to take that? From Splash Mountain, walking towards the main part of the park.
Oh, the one that goes around the back?
Oh,
Yes.
by Columbia.
Yeah. I can't recall exactly where it is. Can you? go
Ah,
over that?
you're-
I'm sorry.
No, you just-
I apologize. I know where. I haven't taken it too many times because every time I've gone recently, I'm just
Actually-
with a group and then they just go.
I was handing it to you on a platter.
I know you did. and
Steven, take it away.
Steven, it's all you.
Well, I know you can. I'm pretty sure you can take it from the exit of the canoes, right? It ends there, and then it also begins.
Well, depending where you're going, but since we're walking back from Harbor,
From
the
Critter
Hungry Bear,
Oh, Hungry Bear.
where the Splash Mountain log drops, I think there's like a cart where they sell fresh fruit and drink water and stuff.
Yeah,
and fruit
yeah.
juice.
Yeah, that's where I was.
And like
thinking, yeah.
right next to that is that entrance or exit, depending which way you're coming
It
from.
looks like it's going to nowhere, but it does go somewhere.
And it looks like it's just for cast members only, or somewhere you're not really supposed to be, but it's kind of like one of those little hidden paths that you discover.
Couples, listen closely.
And you kind of walk out, and it's really secluded, kind of, because it's covered by all this vegetation and plant.
Even at night,
planters.
it's not even well lit. Again, couples.
And if you look, you don't even have to walk that far, and you can see where the logs from Splash Mountain drop out at the end, and then make their bend around the river and come back into the show building itself. And the path winds a little bit further down, kind of along the banks of the rivers of America, until you get led to the riverside of the is that
It's in front of
starboard?
Yeah, well,
the
you see
dry
the front
dock.
of the boat, and then you see the left of the boat.
So there's actually
Whatever that is.
We
it
know
takes-
not nautical terms.
It takes you to. Okay, I'll say the riverside then, so everyone's on the same page for the non-nauticals out there. But it puts you right there, and there's actually a small seating area, and that's actually one of the second seating areas. That's the more quiet place to sit, and it's, depending on time of day, it's better shaded and quiet.
For sexy time.
Not quite. If the boat's there, you're even more hidden
Yeah, so I'm just saying, sexy time.
at night. And then you walk around and you kind of hug the false facades, the buildings of the Harbor Galley, and then
Really nice to look at.
when you come
Yeah,
to
it
the other
is.
side, there's the main seating area that's right in front of the windows where you order, and you get your baked potatoes, like
Lots.
barbecue chicken, baked
Oh,
potatoes.
Those baked potatoes
I
are so delicious.
I have yet to eat there. I really need to do it.
You definitely need to eat there. We need to go, and we will get you a lobster roll and the baked potato, and we'll get you the broccoli cheddar.
Yeah, that's
broccoli cheddar
the
soup
only
bread
place
bowl.
that sells that.
Yes,
So
and I
At
have
Disneyland,
had
that is.
all of them actually. I haven't had all the baked potatoes, but I've had the barbecue chicken one, and it comes with coleslaw on top, which is delicious.
I'm with
But
so far.
And pulled barbecue pork.
pulled barbecue pork. You can also substitute. If you don't like coleslaw, you can also get like the sour cream on there if you'd like. So you can substitute it out. You just ask them.
But
Oh,
it's
it's
barbecue.
Yeah, it's barbecue and coleslaw. It goes well together. But if you aren't a fan of coleslaw, I know there's those
Blasphemy.
people out there. We're not gonna board you out, so you can substitute it. And
This
then
is for information
yes.
for those people that hate America.
America. But there is the lobster roll, which Ben just tried yesterday, which is also delicious. Would you like to tell them how your experience was with that for your first time?
Yeah, it's actually pretty good. It's the same one that you've tried before that I've been meaning to try for the longest time, and I finally had the opportunity to yesterday. And it's a good sized lobster roll. It's a little on the pricey side. I think it's
$14.95.
Well, it's lobster.
Yeah. And they kind of make it like a seafood salad style for the filling.
Mm-hmm.
And you have the bread, and it's
A toasted
freshly
bread.
yeah. And the ratio of the amount of lobster mix that they put in with the bread, it's actually the right amount. It's
Yeah.
not too much, even though too much wouldn't be bad, but it's not too little either, which is more important.
Yes.
It's a fair amount.
Yes.
Yeah, it's
amount.
really good because when I first ordered it, I'm like, lobster roll, I mean, it's gonna be good, but I'm like, I've seen the bread, I'm like, oh, that's a big piece of bread. It's like, I can't see them filling it that much, and I got it, and it was really filled. And then, like you said yesterday, it does come with like 2 pieces of lobster on it.
2 chunks of just pure lobster. Like,
right on
Alright.
top.
You can see the meat, the redness of it and everything.
Does it taste fresh though, or does it taste like it's been there?
It's hard to tell because they butter it up and they also squeeze lemon on it.
Copy
So
that.
it's already been...
Yeah, but it is still good. It's still fresh. It's not like it's been sitting out all day.
All right.
So it's
Well, that's
not
mostly
like
my question.
Yeah, it's not like because you know how if it's sitting out all day, it'll get kind of rubbery. It's not like that. It's still like okay, they made it. If not right then,
All
like
right. So
not that
Disney's
long
keeping
ago.
up with themselves.
Yes.
Then. Like they usually do with their food.
Yeah. And then
And it comes with potato chips on
are
the side
great.
too. But the thing is, when they assemble the roll and the chips, it's like they have this seasoning where they just cover the whole thing,
Mhm.
which
It
is like
so good.
the
It's
magical
almost
crack
I
that
don't
they
know
put
what
on
it
there.
is.
Magic crack.
It's like paprika and maybe like a little
Like
Cajun
seasoned
seasoning.
salt and yeah, I think like basil or parsley. Or something
Yeah,
in there.
but it's so, and they just sprinkle it on top of your lobster roll, so you get that nice color on there, and then they go over the chips, and it's just, oh my god, it's so
like
good.
it actually pairs together pretty nicely, and
and those chips are actually different from like all the other places that you get them.
yeah, because they're actually freshly made too
Yes.
over there, I believe.
yeah, so it's not
It's
like
not like
it's
bag
not
chips.
not like the Lay's chips that you get everywhere else. It is actual real chips, and it's not like
And I think it's the only place
Oh,
that
it's not
actually
those kettle
season
chips?
it.
Oh,
with
No, it's
something
not.
I hate
other
those
than
kettle chips
salt.
that they have.
yeah.
Yeah,
So it's the actual. They're like fresh chips, and they're really good. Like
Okay.
it pairs really well with lobster roll.
All right.
Yeah.
and I got to the end of the lobster roll and I finished it. At first, when I started, it's like this isn't enough. It looks kind of small, and I got to the end of it, and I'm like, actually, I'm getting kind of full now, and I was pretty hungry too. So
Yeah, so it is filling.
I finished everything, polished off the chips, cleaned plastic green tray,
Mm-hmm.
and it's like, oh man, I'm stuffed.
Which is a good sign because we do tend to eat a lot, so it takes a lot to
Well,
fill
you
us
guys
up.
don't eat a lot. I'm fat, but I don't really eat that much.
It's the metabolisms, man.
Stupid Asians. I'm not racist. I'm just racist.
Ha, makes sense. And then there's also the what we were talking about, the broccoli cheddar bowl. I have
Haven't had that.
I have had a couple bites of that. It is a pretty good soup. I prefer the clam chowder still over that, but it is worth the try and getting it because
Clam
if you
chowder's
like,
delicious.
yeah, clam chowder is delicious.
In a bread bowl.
Yes, it is still in a
Gotta
bread
get
bowl.
Oh, tell your trick.
Oh, and then actually, clam chowder, it's better to get it at the Harbor Galley than it is from
The window or
the window over at
Labatt
New Orleans
Rouge?
Squares.
Is that the
Orleans-
store that's by, or is it that villain one? They switched it up. I can't remember.
No, it's the villain one.
The villain?
like right
Okay.
next to that.
Formerly Labatt Rouge.
Yeah, I thought that was still there.
No, Labatt Rouge. They just
They moved
down the
it
street a
further
bit.
down. Yeah, but under all the construction that they have going on right now.
Yeah. it is.
It's the one on the main one and in New Orleans Square. That one's actually, it feels like they prep everything ahead of time. So it's like the bowls have been sitting out for a while and everything.
Mm-hmm.
And yeah, they do have the same kind of prep thing, but it's not as bad, I think. So it's, the bread's not as stale, and you actually get, everything seems fresher, and they're not rushed to get the food out to you, so they're not like spilling soup all over the place and everything. And you actually get a nice
Yeah,
full
which
bowl.
happens a lot with
Yeah.
bread bowls. You try to dig in for the bread, and all of a sudden you get just a handful of soup. It's like, oh, I didn't see that along the side. Okay, good thing I have 3 extra napkins. Yeah, but yeah, I like. I haven't had it at the fisherman place, but I have had it at the window, and it's pretty good. But I do understand the not as freshness of the bread as you were trying to say.
And it's less crowded. There's like less of a line, and there's actually places to sit there. Because
Yeah.
a lot of people just kind of pass it by since it's a little off to the side, off the main pathway thing.
Yeah, they see that one place, and then they just
that
go
big
there.
main one. And it's just like, oh, there's a restaurant.
Yeah, we'll go there next to the other restaurants that are here.
Yeah, so tends to be like in all of the parks, like just the little shacks are the better ones.
Yeah, keep your eye out for the little places. They tend to be a little bit better.
They're a little better, and they're usually less crowded.
Mm.
You aren't going to have to wait in line nearly as long as if you went to like the New Orleans Square and you had
Yeah,
to.
the Royal Street Veranda.
Yeah.
But this is from years of us having passes and finding out these little things.
The hard way.
Yeah, the
Yeah.
hard way. Like, we understand.
We're like, why did we wait in this line when we could have gone over here?
But
we understand if you're there for the day and you just ran by it all. That's understandable. But
Not to knock the other location, though, but where the other location does shine, the Royal Street Veranda in New Orleans Square proper, they actually are the only places that you can get, if you're not in a restaurant, like sit-down restaurant, where you can order the gumbo.
Yes.
And they have vegetarian and steak.
They also have the jambalaya there as well.
Do they?
Mm-hmm. I've gotten it there. I don't know. Well, I don't know if they still have it. Maybe they took it out, but I know I've gotten it there before, and I have also had it at the Blue Bayou. So in comparison, it's not as good as the Blue Bayou, but it is pretty dang close. If you don't want to pay the Blue Bayou price and go in there and make reservations and all that.
which
Yeah.
is expensive, but it's worth it.
It is worth it.
I've only eaten there once, but yeah, it was definitely worth it.
Oh,
I'm
yeah.
not seeing it on the menu there. Just see the clam chowder, steak gumbo, vegetarian gumbo, and the fritters.
Of course, full of
Okay.
shit.
Okay, it was there before because I had it.
I don't believe you.
Because I wanted it, and I was like, I don't want to go to Blue Bayou, and I went
It
in
wasn't
there. I was
French
like,
Market
yes.
or Cafe Orleans.
No, you're full of
I'm
deceit.
pretty sure- I don't know. Maybe.
Full of deceit.
Okay, I'm sorry. I've had it, but they change their menus all the time anyway.
Yeah, Disney
so.
does change up the menus.
Yeah. But as going back to the Blue Bayou, it is definitely worth it. It is expensive, so you
And
might
make reservations at
Make-
the beginning of the day.
Yeah, make reservations at the beginning of the day, or if you want, sometimes if you go towards the beginning of lunchtime, I have gone up there and there's not too long of a wait, and you can just get a table. So you can go in there. The only thing on lunch is they just don't have like a couple things on the menu. They just add like one or two things to the dinner menu. Other than that, the prices are all the same, all of that. And the food is really good there. I thoroughly enjoyed it all, but I do suggest to be hungry because
Yes.
it is a lot of food.
They do have healthy portions.
Yes, very healthy portions.
When I say healthy portions, I mean for unhealthy people.
yes, it's for the American-sized diet, I would say.
Yes.
Maybe a little extra too, because you go in there and you come out and you are stuffed. And I like to go in there hungry because when you go in there, I don't want to carry around leftovers all day. So it's like you just want to eat everything because it's like I'm not going to carry a box around with me and go on the rides and stuff.
Gluttony, the American pastime.
Yes, I'll just overstuff myself. So
I'll
I
still get a box.
But yeah, I mean,
Ben's
if you
not
don't,
proud.
yeah, if you don't mind carrying a box around with you, depending what time you go. If you go dinner time, you're not going to be carrying it around all that.
That's why you
that
should
long.
carry Target bags. Like have a backpack, a good sized backpack, and
A
Target
good
bags,
backpack, yeah.
Yeah,
and then you can just tie it off tight and throw it in your backpack.
Or even just bring your own plastic bags, Ziploc bags. That's something you can do for leftovers.
oh yeah.
Instead of
Or there's
having
like
this
a-
big giant bag, you can just bloop, slip whatever.
Got
it is
some
inside.
jambalaya. You get your gallon bag. You open that up, pour it in
poke
there.
a hole in it. Just
Or turn it
Down.
into those like Ziploc like round containers,
yeah.
the
yeah,
screw-on
something.
lids.
Disney won't frown on you bringing in stuff like that. They know you're going to have leftovers and stuff like that, but they'll work with you. They'll
Yeah,
meet
they
you
do.
halfway.
I mean, they actually have been getting more lenient also on you bringing in food as well.
Yeah, I enjoy that.
Yeah, like, because I know before they were really strict on it.
Yeah, when I was a kid, they were...
You couldn't bring, like, snacks. You had to, like, sneak it in like you're sneaking it into a movie theater.
Yeah, because they said there's a picnic area outside, eat it outside. But now it's like, you can't really say that now because
I walked down Main Street before a parade, and I saw a family, maybe 3 kids, mom, dad. Mom had out a loaf of bread. A loaf of bread. Sandwich meats in a cooler and cheese and all that, and she just bloom, 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 sandwich, handed to a kid. Bloom, 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 sandwich, handed to the and the cast members walking right by. Management of cast members walking right by. Because Disney knows what they lose on that small meal. You're gonna buy merchandise. You're gonna buy ice cream. You're gonna buy. You're not walking away without spending money.
Yeah.
So they're willing to jump on that grenade for
it's
one
also
meal.
become kind of a touchy subject too because they can't tell if you have like a special dietary need or anything. So it's like. Well,
but even then, if you ask a cast member, they'll pull out their handy dandy yellow sheet and they'll tell you what is where. Like if you have a you can't eat gluten or whatever.
Yeah,
they can tell you what restaurants.
Oh yeah, they're
type of thing.
If
you don't know that, just ask cast members. They will help you for dietary needs,
especially the ones in plaid. The ones who wear the plaid vest, they're trained specifically to handle those kinds of requests.
Well, because they are the information people.
Yes. Yeah, I do have a friend that is gluten free. That he can't have any wheat, sugar, dairy, like all of this stuff.
My niece
like
was
it's ridiculous. So when we do go, we have found a lot of places that do have gluten free, and Disney in general is very accommodating to all of their guests. So if you just ask, they are more than happy to help you. But I know at the Pizza Port over in Tomorrowland, you can go there and you can actually order a gluten-free pizza. Like you just go up to the chefs and you go, "Oh, can I get a gluten-free pizza?" And they'll ask you what you want on it, and they'll make it special for you. And like you just put in a separate order, and you get your own pizza.
It may take a little longer than
people,
but
most people that are
specifically for you.
Yeah, but most people that are gluten-free already expect to wait that extra. And then I have eaten at the Carnation Cafe as well.
Oh, dude.
And
everybody do yourself a favor. Get the cherry malt. Just do it. It is so delicious. Have you guys had it?
No.
Do it. Put it in your mouth and just enjoy.
Okay.
Swallow and enjoy.
Suck on it and swallow it.
Yeah. It's so delicious. Sorry, I got distracted.
No,
Carnation Cafe. I've been going there for years. It's one of my favorite places.
Oh, yeah. That place is amazing. A lot of people do walk by that as well.
Actually, Keikoa, he's not here right now, but it's his staple, basically.
Yeah, I like it. I guess I go there so often, some of the cast members recognize me. Oh, you're back? Yeah.
The usual?
Basically.
Or they just walk right out with a cherry malt.
Yeah. Well, here you go. Fine. I see how it is.
Oh, Bob's coming up the street. Get some dinner ready.
Yeah. So, but yeah. And then another hidden bathroom is right there, actually. Not a lot of people go to the bathroom.
Right on the side of it, in between the Carnation Cafe and the Emporium.
Yeah, the Emporium.
Yeah, all the way against the back wall.
Yeah.
It's there's people going in and out, but not as many people as like some of the more popular restaurants.
Like if you go to Main Street, like right by the exit, that one's usually pretty crowded.
I think that one's a little bit smaller size too.
Smaller size, but a lot of people go there. And if you don't know what we're talking about, as soon as you enter the park and you go on the right-hand side entrance, that you just
opposite from where the lockers would
where the bank used to be.
Yeah.
Well, it's still technically the bank, but it's not the bank anymore. It actually was a bank. Now it's just an ATM.
Chase probably.
Oh, you're talking about when you first come in.
Yeah, when you
first
first
I thought
come
you were
in.
talking about the one by the Emporium and the cafe.
Oh, yeah, we were talking about that, but then we kind of jumped around.
There's also the bathroom. There's also that one by the fire station. Is that the one next to the fire station?
That's on the left-hand side.
Yeah.
Open. It's pretty cool how many bathrooms they have right there in the beginning.
Yes.
Because they know when you're standing in line for freaking hours, like, I really have to pee, but I don't want to get out of line. I really have to pee, but I don't want to get out of line. So all of a sudden, boom, bathroom over here, bathroom over there.
Yep.
Enjoy, relieve.
Just like yesterday, you were saying you were actually going to the bathroom, Corey, and you're walking right up the ramp that leads straight into the bathroom door, and two people just stop you. It's like, "Hey, do you know where the restrooms are?" And you're like, and you turn your head slowly to the side and look right at the sign and point to it. it's right there.
Yeah,
It's like, oh yeah.
And
I like
they
doing
were
that.
like,
And when people ask me where the thing is and it's right in front of them, I just look it up. Nope, don't know where it is, and I go straight to it. Now, it's not talking about bathrooms, but the Main Street thing for lost kids. I like the little sign with the Darling family that says for lost parents instead for lost kids. It's pretty interesting. I like that.
yes. That's Disney takes into account all of those little minor details.
Yeah, because the kid knows where they are. They're right there.
They're right here. I don't know where my parents are.
The
Where
parents
they?
are what got lost.
Oh yeah.
But I like how they do that. They have a little no, I don't know why I'm talking about this, but they have this little special place for younger children that they keep until the parents show up, or sometimes for the older kids, they just say where they're going to be, and then they tell the parents all that information. It's pretty interesting. Man.
I think
Disney's
it's
pretty
over
good.
by the first aid building. If you
the special.
that's over
where
this
family feeding area,
the
which is
family
the
feeding area.
breastfeeding
thing.
place.
If you don't know where that is, it's a first aid building. It's by the Plaza Inn. If you know where the corn dog cart is, it's right to the right of it when you're looking at the corn dog cart.
Yeah, just a little bit further past the corn dog cart.
Yeah.
What's on that other corner?
It's the photo pass or the photo shop.
place. Yeah,
the
the
photo
photo shop.
place. So if you're going down Main Street, it's at the very end. The photo place is on the corner. If you make that right, and then right on there, and then you go past the photo one, and then right on the right side, you're going to see the first aid place, and then
First aid place is also a good place. If you're not feeling too keen, they will give you a cot to lie down.
they'll give you a cot to lie down. They
They'll
also
give you
have
aspirin and
and
Tylenol, and
Yeah, they won't like put 50 pills in you, no, but they'll give
they'll
you.
give you a
They'll-
couple.
yeah, they'll
Couple.
give if they can legally.
I think they even have gluten pills.
They have
Not gluten. Glucose pills.
glucose. Yeah. Like if you're diabetic and you need the
Or hypoglycemic.
Hypoglycemic. Yeah, so Disney has all these things like the first aid place. A lot of people don't know about that. And that's something like if you aren't feeling good, you can definitely go there and they will help you out right there. And you can lay there and they'll get you like water and everything and let you rest up.
Free water.
Free water.
Yeah.
One of the only places you get free water.
You don't have to pay $3.75.
And you don't have
No,
to
it's
drink out of
$3.50,
the
but they went up.
fountains. I think it went up to $3.75 now.
Wow.
Yeah. Well, just like the churros went up to $4. Yeah.
It's
Disney.
funny too because the churro prices, as soon as they hit $4, walking around the park, the churro carts used to be packed. They always had
Packed.
lines and everything,
The
and this is at
Tomorrowland one?
$3.75. It's because they see the 3 and kind of ignore the 75 part, but now they see the 4 and like, whoa.
Yeah.
So now the carts are. They're not. It
That explains that.
it seems kind of like it's perpetually empty, but there are people who kind of come up every now and then because they have to get their churro fix. But they're
Gots to have it.
They're getting
They're
the
definitely
one
not
churro
getting-
though.
yeah.
Like for most people that would go and they'd get like
One for each. Of the
one for
family.
each person. Now they're going one churro, please, and then
We'll
they
share
go
it.
And they
break.
snap it in
Here
half.
you go, break. Here you go, break.
Or just like the parents give it to the kids. Here, lick it and pass it down. Don't bite it. No, you got to make it last.
Savor it.
Yeah, but the sad thing is, like, there's places where you can get really good quality churros. Like, we were down in downtown LA in Olvera Street. There's a place right in the middle of there called Mr. Churro. $3.50.
I wonder what
So
they sell.
no tax or anything, just a flat out $3.50. You get churros that are filled.
Wow.
So they're filled with like pineapple, strawberry, guava, condensed milk, dulce de leche, like all sorts of flavorings and fillings that you can get. They're bigger, but the most important part, filling, and they're freshly made over there too.
That's if you make it with your wallet. You know, if you don't get pickpocketed.
In the daytime, it's fine.
In the daytime, yeah. Then you just, have normal thugs.
Yep.
Yeah, but for $3.50, even cheaper, and you
Yeah.
get bigger,
Yeah.
better churros. So, yeah.
Yeah.
So I don't really have a churro fix at Disneyland anymore ever
I
since I found that
I
place.
still get the smell though, and sometimes when I'm walking by and I get that whiff, and it's just you're walking by, and it's like normally I used to be like, okay, I gotta get churro. Now I'm like, I'm good.
You guys go for your stomachs, man.
I'm
You
just
go to
gonna smell.
Disneyland for your stomachs. I just
Oh,
go
yeah.
for experiencing the
Well,
people.
sometimes
and
you
all
get
the idiots.
people watching is fun. If you want to people watch, there's a great place over on Main Street, right in front of the stores. There's this little porch thing.
Oh yeah.
There's a great porch right there. It's just like if you have a little house and there's
by the Silhouette place.
Yeah, the Silhouette right next to the Silhouette, I believe,
the
to the
Crystal
left.
place.
Yeah, it's in between the Silhouette and the Crystal, and there's just this little porch. They have like 2 benches, a couple chairs.
There's a bench and a chair, but you can sit on the steps as well. And all right, it's a pretty nice place. It's popular to APs because they know about it, so you may not be able to get there, or at least sit there. But yeah, it's a pretty cool place.
Yeah, if you can get in there, I'd suggest
Good bringing that up, Corey.
Yeah, I mean that's a great place. I mean, because sometimes on the way out, if we're just like, we're gonna wait for the crowd to clear out because we don't want to wait for the tram, so we'll just hang out there, watch everybody walk out, and relax and people watch and just hang out. See all these interesting people.
I like seeing dead kids. Like they're their parents holding them, and they're just like these limp bodies, just trying to sleep.
Or they're walking out, and they're just like a bunch of zombies walking down Main Street. They're just like, oh,
yeah, it's pretty entertaining. And it's not just the kids; parents are just zombies.
Sometimes the parents are worse because the kids have gotten a chance to sleep throughout the day.
Yeah. Oh, parents, I know you're at Disneyland, but let your kid nap. You're just gonna regret it later.
Yeah,
honestly, they're just take that 5 minutes, let them nap. You get the rest, and not kill them.
And instead of having like a partial good day and a majority of a bad day, you just take a little break. Everyone kind of gets refreshed for a little bit.
Go to the Hungry Bear, nice quiet place for a nap.
Yeah. Jolly holiday,
and then you actually enjoy the majority of your day.
Yeah, the majority of your day. Yeah, they might be
having a meltdown later on at the end of the day.
They might be unconscious for a half hour to an hour to 2 hours. But you know what? It's worth it. If you have the rest of the family, you can have the rest of the family go out and do things, and just one parent stay there.
If you really want to rest, a really good thing to do is just get on the train and just slide all the way down the bench and just ride it all the way around the park.
Just keep riding it. That is wonderful, actually.
Speaking of the train, I don't know how common it is, but you can sit in the caboose.
Not anymore.
Really, not anymore? I know you can't eat in the dining cart, but the caboose, I thought you could still eat it.
Oh, really?
Well, not eat it.
The Lily Bell you're talking about.
The Lily Bell?
They restricted.
The Lily Bell, they've restricted now because too many people were going in there, and it was getting destroyed in there. Like, the seats were getting all messed up. So now it's only for, like, celebrities and...
Okay. But you can, if you make reservations, I think... sit up with the engineers. It's a 2-seater bench, and you can sit up with engineers.
Yeah, you have to go early in the morning to get it. Yeah. And those spaces fill up quick.
Yeah, but that's cool if you want to do that. Also, if you want to ride the monorail, if you ask, you can actually, if you have like 3 to 4 people, you can ride with the driver up front as well. That's pretty interesting, too.
Yeah. The caboose, they actually still do run. I think...
For the monorail?
No, trains.
Sorry, I kind of got us off track.
I think it was the Ward Kimball it's attached to.
I can't recollect.
Well, one of them. It really depends if they have a cast member manning it or not. If there's no cast member, if they don't have the extra body available to man it, then no one's going to be in there. It's going to just run empty. If there is a cast member there, then it's totally open, and usually it's full. And the Lily Bell, the thing about that, like, it was restricted, but now there's kind of rumors going around. Don't know how much weight they have to them about people still being able to get into them. Like, they have brought it online on the track, and
I feel like it's dependent on the cast member as well that's working.
Yeah.
And the people and the guests and, like, how they are, like.
And I'm still not exactly sure how that works. Like, if you need to go to City Hall, or if you actually have to be at the train station, because I've been hearing like 2 different things. I've never done it myself, but
yeah, when I went in the caboose, I asked the cast member. They're like, "Yeah, go for it." Oh, cool. But I'm happy.
Okay, so that's cool for that.
Yeah, there's a lot.
That was a couple of years ago, so I don't know about recently.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, things have been changing because some of the things are just getting worn out because too many people have been doing them, and they're trying to preserve certain things.
Yeah, like, so it's secrets that happen, and then word of mouth, and then more and more people know about it, and they don't want to do this little secret thing, which is what we're doing this podcast, telling little secrets.
Kind of like the going to the Mark Twain steamboat, where you can actually go ride the pilot in the pilot house, and he'll let you, quote unquote, steer the ship, even though it rides on the track. And then you get to sign your name in the guest book, and I think you get like a certificate or a ticket or something that says that you were up there.
Yeah, even the engineers of the trains, they have little postcards of the train, the original train. They have little postcards that they give out to kids. I just saw this recently, and they're handing out to kids. Oh, that's pretty interesting.
Yeah, I don't think they used to hand it out before, but now they're handing that out as a special thing. So that makes me want to go on it now.
It seems like a lot more rides are giving out little handouts. Like the Jungle Cruise, you get the map.
Yeah. You can get the death certificate over at the Haunted Mansion.
Oh, really? I didn't know.
Yeah, I've heard about it. I don't know if they still do it, but at the Haunted Mansion, if you can ask them for a death certificate, and they'll give you a
I know
death
what I'm doing.
Who do you ask for that?
I believe it's one of the cast members, either at the front gate or at the door. I don't remember which one. But
before you actually get onto the
Ask everybody.
Yeah, I believe you can. I don't know if they're still doing it or not, but I know at one point they were doing death certificates for you, which was pretty cool. It's like a little hidden thing that...
I have to look into that.
A little morbid, but hey.
Yeah.
Why not?
Get a death certificate. I mean, you are seeing ghosts.
It's better than spreading the ashes in there and have it vacuumed up by like a bio filter.
Yeah, shut down everything.
And then just getting tossed in the trash.
Yep.
Hooray.
What about the Jungle Cruise map? Where do you get that from?
At the exit.
Okay.
As soon as you exit, you see a bunch of cast members there. If you just ask one of them, can I get a map of the Jungle Cruise? So, yeah, sure. They'll hand it right out. It's pretty cool. I have one. Don't know where it is, but I have one. It's pretty cool.
And what about Indiana Jones? Are they still handing out like decoder?
I still have the original one.
Yeah, I still have the original ones too. I don't know if they started that up again or not.
Don't know if they do.
Yeah,
I think that was like when they first opened, they handed them out, but now I haven't seen anybody with them. And when I bust out mine to try to decode them, everyone's, what is that? And I'm like,
where do you get it? How can I'll pay you for it.
I have to bring my old annual pass, because I remember back in the day when the pictures were still on the annual passes, they had the actual decoder on the annual pass, which was really cool.
Right, when they first opened up.
Yeah, when they first opened up, they would have the decoder on the annual pass.
I was an annual pass holder then.
Yeah, I was. So
I don't remember that.
And then that was actually the time when you were actually still waiting in the tunnels, so you had time to decode it.
It's a little frayed, but...
Yeah, looks just like that.
Yeah, it was awesome. And
know the code. Call 1-800-CALL-ATC.
Yeah.
That's actually still in the ride, too.
I got this when Kodak was still alive.
Well, see, the only problem with that is they have all those little gems throughout the waiting line.
That was when it first opened, when you had hours
to look at
all this.
I remember waiting through all of those tunnels, and I had time to literally sit there in front of each thing and decode it.
At least twice, to verify.
Yeah, and then you move on. But then you can still look back and still do it. But now, since they incorporated the Fast Pass, since they needed a place to let the Fast Pass people in, they have the main chunk of the line on the outside. So
I think what they should do is just have the main part of the line run how it used to be, and then run the Fast Pass through the exit, and then have the people
put a little extra thickness to it or whatever. Like split the exit in half.
Split
like kind of have like a middle lane for the Fast Pass or something.
Well, they'll go in through the exit and they'll come up the exit stairs, and then they'll just kind of queue up there and have the cast members direct them like, oh, you got Fast Pass, okay, let me take that, and then just kind of split it at that point.
That'd be cool.
But then that way everyone would still get the full immersion of the queue.
Yeah.
Unless you Fast Pass, and at that point you really don't care, you're just there for the rides.
Yeah.
Last time I went, and the hidden Mickey on the sarcophagus, I don't know what it is, but where you pull the rope and the British
on the
guy,
backside of it.
Yeah, on the backside of it, it wasn't there. The last couple times I went, I was kind of sad and surprised that it wasn't there.
They actually took out a hidden Mickey?
I guess, because I hadn't found it. Oh, yeah, there's hidden Mickeys in the line.
Everywhere,
yeah.
Like there's also a hidden Eeyore in the projector room. If you go up to the front near the screen and you go back, you have to have a flashlight in order to see this thing.
Yeah, but it's the old parking lot sign for the area that it took over.
It's over by where the projector is above that.
Right by the screen. Yeah. If you're by the screen, look at the projector. Yeah. All the way in the back. If you ask a cast member, they'll shine a light for you. And but there's a hidden Mickey even by the screen itself. There's cracks that form a Mickey head.
If you
have a giant Mickey head, but it's there.
There's certain hidden Mickeys that you have to look at certain angles.
Yeah.
Like on the Pirates of the Caribbean ride, I don't know if you've seen it yet, but over in the battle, where the ship is on the left side and then you have the cannon shooting from the right. You know, when you come in after you go under the fog and then you come out and then you have
and the two battles?
The big battle where you have the ship on the left side and then the cannon in the castle on the right. Underneath, I believe it's the second cannon on the right side on that wall. There's like a chip where it looks like a cannon hit and it chipped out the bricks. There's at a certain angle, like right when you pass it, if you look back, at a certain angle, it is actually a Mickey head. There's a hidden Mickey right there. That's where one of them is.
I'll look next time. Okay.
Yeah. So that one's pretty cool. That one you can only see at a certain angle because I know one time I was looking, I was like, I don't see it. I knew where to look, but I was like, I don't see it.
By the way, I'm still angry that they dated pirates now by putting in Jack Sparrow.
Oh, yeah.
Like, come on, guys. It was a fad. I understand. It's still going now, kind of.
Yeah,
but the popularity of it kind of
it's waned already. I don't think they'll recapture it because with this next movie coming out.
Hell, I remember when men chased women. That's how far back I go with the Pirates of the Caribbean.
Oh yeah,
they remodeled it so that it was politically correct.
Jewelry,
yeah,
they had those before, the food and jewelry, but then they had men chasing women. The women had nothing. Well, they were clothed, but they had nothing that was not tangible, but intrinsic that would want the pirates' attention. No, it was just women. If you're old enough, you understand rape was going to happen. But then,
well, I was young and I knew what was going on at that time. But that was just from watching like Looney Tunes. And
they rape people in Looney Tunes.
What Looney Tunes did you watch?
Wow.
Yeah, just the whole concept of like rape? Sexuality. And like the men lusting after the women and everything.
Yeah, that kind of thing. Yeah,
it's like it's a more. Well, I don't want to say innocent, but
they just made it politically correct, and honestly, they should have just kept it the way it was.
That was awesome. Wasn't that the last
PC
ride
is just horrible.
That was the last ride that Walt actually worked on too, wasn't it?
Is it?
Yeah. I believe it was, right? It was the last
one that he actually did work on. Haunted Mansion was the last one that he actually had a hand planning or help.
I'm pretty sure Jungle Book's the last movie he helped work on, isn't it? Jungle Book movie. I think that's the last one he helped work on.
I don't recall.
Yeah,
I don't know about rides.
Rides, I'm pretty sure it's Pirates. I
think it was Pirates was the last one that he actually had a hand in, and then the Haunted Mansion was the one that he actually was working with the Imagineers and getting the concept off the ground, but he passed away before it happened, so it kind of came to fruition in a different kind of concept. And they're kind of reapproaching it now with Marvel, and they had this new comic called The Museum of the Weird, and I think it's Rolly Crump, one of the Imagineers that kind of did that. So he's basically they turned it into a Marvel comic where
right, because Disney can.
Yep.
Where they took the original concept and kind of are running a little bit in a different direction with it, because the Haunted Mansion turned into a different story because it's basically the Imagineers butting heads on what story should prevail. And it became the Captain Lost at Sea. That's why it has all the nautical themes and everything, and the bride waiting eternally.
Yeah, the one with the heartbeat.
And then that changed, and widow. It became the Murdering Widow.
Yeah, the Murdering Widow.
Which murder is okay, but like raping and pillaging, no.
Yeah, rape is fine. Just don't rape or insinuate rape.
But murder, beheading,
That's fine.
Yeah.
Maiming people is just that's just how the world works, guys.
Yep, pretty much.
That's America.
It's what makes the world go round.
Hooray! I remember there being a menorah in a fiery room. I couldn't find it.
No, they actually took that out.
Did they? Okay.
I looked and it's gone now.
I looked in every windows. I remember being in
it
that
was
one.
right. It was in the last fiery building that you go to before you go under the bridge. It was right in the window to the right.
Okay.
But yeah, they took that out. The last time the
the
most recent
Burning
remodel
Village
that they did.
Pirates.
The Burning Village.
Yeah.
Okay.
So where the last burning building that you see on your right hand side before you go under the bridge and into the tunnels where you see the jail and everything, that one used to have it, but it's not there anymore. They took it out during this last remodel that they just did, like last month or something.
But I thought they just took it out for a moment because the third singer by the Mule was also missing. I don't know if he's coming back. I haven't been on it since
They've taken out a bunch of stuff, actually. They've been changing
they've had to add walkways for the Cal OSHA thing. So, like, if the ride gets stuck like has a breakdown and they have to evacuate.
So you don't drown in the 4 feet of water?
Yeah.
Chest high.
I don't know. I might drown. I can't swim very good.
Standing
and
up
apparently
is
I can't stand, yeah. If I'm in water, forget standing.
Is like the Men in Tights.
Men in Tights.
The little stream. I'm drowning!
Oh, you saved my life.
Anyways, let's talk about more Disneyland stuff. Different things. Oh, by the Mexican restaurant. What is that Mexican restaurant place called?
Rancho del Zocalo?
Yeah, that place. There's a little walk path that has bathrooms.
Except that one's really crowded now.
Yeah.
That's right. Last time I was there, it got really crowded.
And especially with the Fantasy Fair opening, it's been really, really crowded.
Yeah.
One place that I never see people is Tomorrowland by the Autopia.
Yeah. Because everyone goes for the Space Mountain restrooms.
Yeah, they go to Space Mountain.
But over by the Autopia and the train station, like kind of
and Imagineer
by Inventions.
There's a little shop there, like a little store.
Yeah.
Like one of those tent
ones.
Yeah,
pretend you're going towards the train. Just keep to your right.
Yeah.
Yeah, and you go around the right side of that store.
And they have a bank of phone booths.
Yeah, they do.
Still.
Yeah.
Still.
Keeping it old school.
Oh, yeah. That one is always empty. Like, that one is tucked away so well.
That's a good place to poop.
And that one's actually another big, good-sized bathroom, too.
That's a pretty big one, yeah.
Yeah. Well, because there's a lot of foot traffic. It's just no one knows about it, so...
Until now.
Yes, until now. Yeah, either everyone goes to the Space Mountain one,
really crowded, too. Because we went for
when the park
New Year's
is
Eve.
At max,
Yeah, New Year's Eve maximum capacity. It's like, let's go to this one because the line's going to be, or there's just going to be no one there. And you go there, it's like, oh, crap, there's a lot of people
special
here.
events, it's usually APs, and they know most of the ins and outs of the park.
They know everything that we're saying right now.
Well, most of the time, yeah.
Yeah. But even then, when it's still that crowded, that's still your better choice because the other ones will have insanely long lines.
Yeah. There's one in Innovations, but you have to walk all the way up, and it's too much work. At least there used to be. I haven't been in there in a while. I remember there was a restroom in there on the top floor.
I think they might have taken it out, actually, because they've been doing all the Marvel stuff up there.
Oh, yeah, that's right.
Because I haven't seen it up there unless I walked past it. Yeah, because they've been doing the Captain America, Thor, Iron Man, all of that stuff in there. So I think they actually took it out. But I may be wrong, and I just walked past it.
I don't frequent that place, honestly.
Yeah, I don't either.
It used to be really cool when it first opened, but now it's just...
That's because it was the House of Tomorrow. Now it's the House of the Past.
With Tom Arrow.
Well, you don't even go around the Innovations anymore.
It doesn't spin anymore.
It doesn't spin. You don't get that whole experience anymore.
Yeah,
but hey, it's lasted longer than the rocket rods.
Very true.
3 hours for puffs of air. That was the worst ride. It really was.
Well, strobes and puffs of air.
Oh, yes. And loud sounds that make it seem like you're going fast. That was just bad.
Yeah, they used to pop a wheelie when you took off, but that ended really quick.
Yeah. Okay, done.
It's like as soon as it got stuck and someone went through the whole ride, like popping a wheelie.
Yeah,
They're like,
it was-
okay, we're gonna disable this feature now. I think it was only like a month or two.
the wheelie or the ride.
The wheelie, and then the ride itself was not.
I don't want to say it's past a year.
Yeah.
Yeah, it didn't last very long.
When it first opened, I remember staying in line for 3 hours. Literally 3 hours. And I was so disappointed when I went on the ride.
Well, it's because you carry the memories of the people mover with you too, and that ride took like 10, 15
The
minutes.
people
or something.
movers had more action in it than the rocket rods did.
I miss that Tron room.
Yes, we're old people. Get over it.
I'm not that old.
Shut up.
No, but what was it?
What else is there to talk about? The little secret
Well,
places?
I mean, there is Tomorrowland Terrace during the nighttime. Like during the daytime, they have the Jedi Training Academy and everything, but during the nighttime on the weekends, they'll sometimes have bands there that play.
even during the weekdays.
Yeah,
they
during the
have-
weekdays.
Not main.
Like summertime
Well,
usually.
yeah, summertime.
Like when it's-
Usually the peak seasons, they'll have bands playing there.
Winter, spring break.
Yeah,
Things
so
like that.
certain days are better depending on what kind of music you like, and a lot of them are cover bands.
I miss my Rumble Kings. They need to go back.
They're too popular.
They're in downtown Disney, in front of House of Blues most of the time, but I want them back at the place.
Maybe they got booted because it's like, oh, Suburban Legends can play today, so yeah, we'll take them.
That hurts me, Ben.
But it's Suburban Legends.
It's Rumble Kings.
Come
Okay.
Yes, it's ska versus rockabilly / honky tonk, but
See,
Not a
both
lot
of
of
those
people-
still aren't very
Ska
popular.
disco, pop ish.
it's ska, pop ska,
Pop ska. Pop ska.
pop ska,
Pop ska.
ska pop. Anyways, we're making up words now.
Well, if you make your way down around Matterhorn, which is not as good anymore, it's gotten a lot more bumpy.
If you feel patriotic, there's the flag ceremony at night when they take down the flags.
Very true.
And if you've served in the military, they'll play your song and they invite you openly to go.
Not quite night.
Well,
It's like a
retirement of the
couple
flag
hours
at around
before.
dusk.
Yeah.
Around 4:30,
Not even dusk.
depending. Yeah, it's 4:30, depending on the daylight savings time or whatever. But yeah, it's pretty cool. My mom and I usually try to take a time to go see it. It's
And
pretty nice.
there are members of the armed forces that actually do show up.
Part of the
And,
cast. Yeah, they show up.
like either cast or actual guests who
Yeah,
are
they
visiting the park. They'll stop and they'll salute the flag and
They'll
like
stand there.
all that stuff.
And it's pretty cool. Oh, I actually saw two little kids carry up photos of the grandparents that were in the military before. Yeah, that was everybody, even me. I was like, no one had a dry eye.
It's a
It was
tearjerker.
like, oh, I'm a very calloused person, but I was feeling it in my heart place.
And your heart grew 2 sizes large.
Maybe.
You saying you have a small heart?
It
Maybe.
melted a little bit.
Maybe.
Yeah, it was very touching. It's very nice, but still on the note of patriotism. At the Mark Twain place, the entrance, you can read about, and they have every flag from the history of America
Oh, on the dock.
on the
right?
dock. Yeah, right in front of the Mark Twain dock area, or Columbia, whatever happens to be there at the time.
Yeah, and then actually this is a new place too, like right off to the side of the dock. When you're looking at the entrance of the dock on the right side, where they have the fruit cart, I think,
Fruit
or fruit
cart?
stand.
Yeah, the fruit place.
And they
yeah.
also sell hot Cheetos there if you want hot Cheetos. Just so you know, because there's not many places that sell hot Cheetos.
It's true.
Yeah, they were constructing an area over there. Now there's actually a sit-down area that's
Yeah,
a little bit
there is.
secluded, and not many
Oh, yeah.
people know about it.
That's because it's so new.
It's actually a pretty cool place to see Phantasmic, because you also get to see the cast get on the boats and
Yes.
everything and hear them literally blasting music and singing along, which isn't Disney appropriate usually. But it's pretty interesting to see there. And, you know, little tricks about that Phantasmic is when you see the big light towers go up, stand right behind them because they're going to go even higher. They just come out of the ground of the light towers. Just to prep everything. Stand right behind them. People don't usually want to be there because they think they're going to stay there. But when it's showtime, they go higher, and they're great seats. They're really good places to just stand and watch the show. And the cast,
if you're right in the middle, then you got the pole.
Yeah, then you got the pole. Don't stand directly behind it. Just
stand to the back, behind it, and to the side.
Yeah, stand at either left or right of it, not directly in the middle.
But it is a good spot because, like you said, not a lot of people know about that, and especially like if you're going up late, and it's like, yeah, there's no way I'm getting a seat somewhere else. You can sit there, and if you're really desperate to sit somewhere, you can also go sit up on those chairs right behind where everybody's sitting down as well.
Yeah, it's a Fantasmic. I'm kind of sad in a way that because Fantasmic, you go there early, like you're making the sacrifice. You're going to be there hours. You're getting there early hours to watch a show that's at 8:30. You're getting there sometimes at 6. To get a good seat. I wish they kind of did that with the World of Color for at least the first showing. The first showing, you should just be okay with not even wasting your day, just sacrificing your day to get good seats.
That would empty out a lot of the park too, just people waiting there.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. I kind of like that whole thing. And then also, I've met some really cool people just sitting waiting for Fantasmic.
Oh, yeah.
You get a nice little community going on.
Waiting for any of the parades or anything, even waiting in line, I'd suggest to start talking to people around you. I mean, because a lot of times...
You'll find out really cool stuff.
You'll find out these people have really interesting lives, or they're awesome, or
they're like on vacation from somewhere far away.
Yeah, and it's like, how is it over there?
Tips for you.
They have
for Disneyland,
or you give them tips that, like, if they're visiting, and then it's like, and then you can give them little tips of what could help their day be more.
It's like,
magical.
Hey, you know, I got an extra set of fast passes that I know I'm not going to use.
That's happened
Here
to me
you
before,
go.
actually.
It's like, here, take him, make their day a little bit more magical.
You know what was awesome for me one time? I was going on a Space Mountain. It was going to be the last ride of my day, right? So I was walking up the ramp, and then I was passing by the fast pass line. And this guy goes, hey. So I turn around, and he's like, how many people you got? I was like, there's 3 of us. He's like, perfect. You want to come in the fast pass line? I was like, sure. He happened to have 3 extra fast pass because he had a readmit ticket. So he was like, you guys have 3 people. We have 3 extra tickets. Do you want to just go in the fast pass? Saved us an hour and a half.
Wow.
I was like... The timing couldn't have been more perfect because we just happened to be walking by. He was there, and he was just like, they were super nice. We ended up just riding with them because there was 6 of us, 2 per seat, and it was just really cool. I mean, how often are you just going to be like, run
into someone like that? Actually, I don't know if I should be telling this story, but I knew a cast member. I will not mention that person's name. Worked Space Mountain, and I would run into them every once in a while, and they go, hey, how you been, Bob? I was like, I'm all right. And then they would shake my hand, and thick stack of fast passes for Space Mountain. And at the end, I'd just be handing them out to random groups, because you could only go, I like Space Mountain, but you can only go so many times in a row.
Yeah, but this is before they started enforcing the 1 hour rule.
Way before they enforced it, then they were very lax on it. Now they're picking up their enforcement again.
Now they're super strict on them.
I think you only have like 15 minutes after it expires to use
Barely.
them. Yeah.
And if you get there 5 minutes before, you still gotta wait those 5 minutes.
Yeah.
Like, really. I've gotten there. I'm like, era. It is 5 minutes. You're gonna make me wait? They're like, yep.
Like, can't you read?
I was like,
don't
all
you know
right.
the numbers?
So I waited the 5 minutes, and I got in line. I was like, all right. Okay, whatever.
Yeah, I miss the... Well, they're very... Okay, they used to be 5 minutes before, screw it. They're just go ahead.
Yeah.
And then it's any time after. They were fine with it, but now you have to be in that time limit.
Yeah. So now you really have to plan around your fast pass.
I wonder what changed. That just too many people.
Too many people going at the end of the day.
Yeah.
It's the My Magic Plus out in Florida.
That wristband thing?
Yeah,
that
so they
failed.
wanted...
Failed miserably.
they threw too much money into it, so they're not going to let it fail. But their original plan was once it's
Kinda
up
like
and running
DCX.
over there, they're going to implement it over in Disneyland on the West Coast. But totally different clientele, most likely won't work.
Here, yeah,
Yeah.
not
And they
not
got-
as Hollywood types.
Over there, they got rid of all the paper fast passes. There are just zero paper fast passes.
I
Everything
understand
has to
being
go
green,
through the
but
app. Yeah.
that concept is just weird. Break down that concept for us, Ben.
Okay, so you have your wristband that if you're booking,
That you pay for, right?
it comes with it if you're booking a vacation that's on property. If you're not on property and you buy your passes, then your passes would usually have an RFID chip, and you could buy a Magic Band and link it to that, or just carry the pass, the card itself with the chip in there, and that'll be kind of like a Magic Band, just not, you don't wear it, it's in your wallet. And
So you don't want to be fashionable.
yeah, and you can make 3 reservations per day for the park. You choose one park and you make your 3 reservations. And you have the big rides that are considered top tier rides. You can only pick one of those as your reservation.
So an e-ticket, right?
An
They're
e-ticket.
bringing you back to e-tickets, kind of.
Yeah, pretty much. I think some of the princess waits actually count as part of that. Like, say, like the Frozen, if you want to meet Anna and Elsa.
Really?
I think. I haven't really
can't-
looked into that much.
I'm
'cause
pretty sure that's probably like an e-ticket. I mean, considering it's a 3-hour wait to do that.
So the most modern princess, they're gonna.
Yeah.
Well,
Disney.
just whatever's popular. They really want to control everything.
Well, Anna and Elsa, come on, 3 hours to do a meet and greet?
I liked the movie. It was just rushed to me.
I don't know. I honestly really enjoyed it personally, but
They were selling True
It's-
Love like it was a new.
they're
drug.
like, yes, they were.
But it worked. And now you
True.
have lines in the park that are just crazy long.
yeah, it's a good movie. It just
They're
I
capitalizing.
couldn't
on
get
it.
invested in it because it just was rushed.
Well,
to me.
they're capitalizing on it so much and so fast.
so
already.
much people want it though.
Yeah, I mean, it's smart of them. They are making the best use of it right now. Like, it is popular right now. This is the thing. They
We
gotta
know from
make the
first-hand
money.
experience how popular it is. But,
Yes.
yeah, it's just
Yeah. So
it's pretty ridiculous.
you can basically only book one of those top tier level attractions. I won't say rides because they consider attractions as like all that stuff too.
Whatever
so
attracts
that,
people.
that even includes like fireworks viewing, parade viewing. I don't know if that. I don't think
Fast
those
pass?
have a tier, but it's kind of
That's
like
weird.
the World of Color. Like they have the show pass. Even so, everyone calls it like a World of Color fast pass.
Yep.
Oh yeah, the ones that we have here.
Yeah, so you book one of the top tier ones and then like 2 of the lower tier ones. And like I said, those could be like parade viewing, fireworks.
Billy
or
Hill and the
just
Hillbillies.
even rides that don't deserve to have a fast or don't even need a fast pass. Like Peter Pan.
Peter Pan doesn't need a fast pass?
They
What's she
have-
talking about?
They have a fast pass for it though.
Really?
Do they
Yeah,
have
Walt
it
Disney-
for
Oh,
my
Walt Disney
favorite,
World?
Mr. Toad?
I don't
think so. Yeah.
I just know Peter Pan was really popular, so that one had a fast pass.
And if you're wondering why Mr. Toad is my favorite, it's because you end in hell. Simple fact. That's all.
It's like, you're in hell. Please exit the ride.
Yeah, like, you stole a car. You go to jail. You break out of jail. In your car. You die. You go to hell. Have a nice day. I was like, yeah! More people need to understand this concept of what's happening. Anyways, sorry, Ben.
Yeah, so the problem is the uproar was that you could only book the 3 reservations, where if you were really good fast passes, you could get like 12, I think is a record or something, or just like you could really maximize the potential of it. And this one, it's like severely limiting, but most people aren't real like fast pass ride pros or anything like that. So they're like, okay, cool, whatever, and they just book it as the same. And then they introduced another rule, which basically said if you use up all 3 of your passes then you have the opportunity to book more passes one at a time for another attraction. But I think you can't book another top tier attraction.
It just sounds like it's stacking against you, though.
Yeah, so they're trying to really control the crowds and everything because the lines get pretty bad.
Yeah, they do get bad. I will fully admit
And
that. But you know what you're getting into when you're going to Disneyland.
Yeah, they added in more attractions that don't really need it, but I think that's kind of more of a ruse than anything to say, oh, look at all this other stuff, and trying to redirect people to the lesser attractions that really don't need it. Like if, kind of like over here, if they say, oh, well, you got a fast pass for Winnie the Pooh. Do you really need a fast pass for Winnie the Pooh? No, it's pretty much
not
a
a
walk
popular
on,
ride,
basically. Yeah. But they're like, look,
like we said
fast
earlier,
pass.
It's not too popular, and if your
waste-
children like it, then you should be afraid.
And you just wasted a reservation.
Yeah, you just waste it. Yeah, I remember before when you could make fast passes at several at one time. Now it's one, then you have to wait.
You have
and
to.
one.
It's as long as the hours don't
2
overlap,
hours.
right?
Yeah. It's either if the fast pass time comes up first or if it's 2 hours later. That's the paper fast pass rule. And then the My Magic Band Plus, that one, if you had a reservation that was like later on at night, so say like you had a fast pass for the fireworks and that was your initial 3, you can't get another one until that last one is used up. So basically it's saying, don't get it.
Yeah.
Otherwise you'll just kind of screw yourself over. So keep going and then just hope that you'll still have it. So it's kind of a gamble now. And maybe it'll be available once you decide, oh, I got enough fast passes for the ride. I guess I should focus on the show that's coming right up around the corner now.
And there's nothing wrong with just waiting in a good spot.
Yeah.
That's what I like about AP people. They're used to the rides. They can go on a ride, but they go for the show and staying there for hours.
Or you go to food, or you go for food.
Yeah.
Food and atmosphere.
Oh, also for Disneyland, if you have not watched it, I would suggest watching Mickey and the Magical Map.
Do it. Catch. There is a catch. It's a good show regardless, but you kind of have to sit in the middle in order to really get the full on effect because it's a screen on steps. I don't know how to explain it.
It's like 3 separate screens and they're on tiers.
Yeah,
but they're set back from another. It doesn't line up
perfectly unless you're
perfectly vertical. They're kind of pushed back. The bottom one's further out. The top one is pushed back a little bit because there's performers that dance in front of the screen, so they need to push everything back.
Yeah.
And then one of the illusions kind of it takes a punch if you're not directly in the middle. When Mickey is, well, screw it, I'll ruin it. When Mickey's sucked into the map, if you're not directly in the middle, the magic's kind of lost on you.
Yeah,
because
if you're like off to one of the
and,
sides
and the screen doesn't match up. Because I've been off on the wings and I'm like, kind of lost off its effect.
But like I'd say the best, if you want like the best view for the screens, like to be able to see the screens well, it's not to sit at the very front because when you sit at the very front,
sit
they're
by the
really
house.
back. You want to sit back on the not the very front
Sound
section,
booth.
kind of like towards the back, but in the direct middle, and then everything will line up perfectly.
Oh, and when you line up, everyone's gonna go directly to the left side of the sound booth.
Yes,
Go past it and go around it and sneak in that way because people are just going to go directly to the first exit or entrance that they see. So just be patient. 5 seconds, like 20 steps more. Just go past it and go around that way.
Like a lot of the routes that are less traveled are a little bit farther, but it'll save you time in the long run.
Yeah,
you aren't dealing with all these people pushing and shoving because right when they let you in, everybody's pushing and shoving. They're like, I need to get good seats. So they're pushing out. They'll like push kids out of the way.
I've seen that happen.
I have too. The parents have to pick up their kids because people get all crazy. So I usually, when I go down, I'll stand behind someone with a kid and I'll actually kind of like guard them.
Protect the kid, yeah.
Because I'm like, people get friggin' insane and they don't care. They just want a good seat. All they think about is I need a good seat.
Yeah,
But yeah.
just go past the sound booth.
Yeah, go
And
past the sound booth. Stay on that
3-4 rows before actually hitting the sound booth. Sit in the middle.
Yeah,
On those rows. It's
that is the best
those are prime
viewing
seats.
for the. I'd say that for your first view, but I actually like sitting up at the front because I like looking at. I mainly watch it for all the performers. I like to watch all the performers.
the trumpeter is good.
The trumpeter is good.
Well, I like the black guy. He has
Yes.
some soul. The white guy
is. Yeah, the black guy is really good.
The
He is
white guy is
amazing. I've seen both.
Missing. They're both talented players. I'm going to be racist, but the black guy has more soul. I'm sorry. That's just how it is.
Yeah.
He plays a little bit more funky to it. It's
Yeah.
good. It's good. If you don't have a ear for music, you won't understand what the hell I'm talking about. But if you do, you'll get it if you hear it.
Yeah, he is better. I agree.
He gets into it more.
Mm-hmm. But then all the dancers and all the performers, they're all really good in that show, and it is just
so
amazing
many
to watch.
applied and tried out for a role.
Oh yeah,
on
that is such a hard show. And actually right now, if you go watch it, it's actually a pretty new cast because a lot of the cast from before, which I liked a lot of them, they actually moved on to other things. So
Good for them.
they have a new cast because a while back it was shut down. And it was shut down because they had such a new cast. They had to do all the rehearsals and everything. So that's why it was shut down for a while. So this new cast, I recently watched it, and they're actually really good. I really enjoyed watching
Are
them.
the characters still the same people?
That I'm not sure.
Because, man, when Pocahontas sings, whoo!
Oh, man.
Goosebumps.
Pocahontas is one of my favorites. One of the Rapunzels is really good.
Yeah, she's pretty good.
She's really good.
Ooh, Pocahontas.
Pocahontas is
She lets you know she's
amazing.
there.
And she sounds so much like Pocahontas.
She
It
does.
is
She looks
ridiculous.
a lot like her.
Yeah.
Like, yes, Disney is very, very strict with their characters
But
without masks. But
Pocahontas is like spot on. Rapunzel as well. She is very, very close.
Flynn.
Mulan.
Flynn and Mulan.
There's one Flynn that's actually really good.
Oh, I haven't
There's
seen
one
that
that
yet.
kind of he looks a lot like Flynn. There's one that's a bigger white guy. Doesn't look like Flynn. I'm like, I don't see it at all. But
You're too
whatever.
beefy.
Yeah. And actually at the beginning there's some good performers that take solos and they're just really good.
It's just a good show.
The Tiana actually is really good too. She's really good on that show, so it's a very good show. It's close to Fantasmic. I think I like Fantasmic more just because I have my nostalgia goggles on and I just really like that show.
Do you remember the Pocahontas show that was there? Ben, do you remember?
Yeah, when Pocahontas first came out, they had a performer that was, we'll say, well endowed,
Ah.
and they got the the theater was full. Fathers wanted to go see the show.
I was very young, but I wanted to see the show.
Yes.
Yeah, she was. Yeah, she.
It's like, no, I'm here for my kids. No, really. Pocahontas.
Okay, Sally. Okay, Sally, you can't sit on my lap right now.
Yeah. Oh yeah, but those shows, all of their shows are really good in general. But
one that doesn't get a lot of play, and I've said it before. Well, I mentioned it before. Go see Billy Hill and the Hillbillies. They're hilarious.
They're not there anymore.
No, they're at the Thunder
Spray
Ranch. They're at
No, their contract ended at the beginning of this year.
really
So after many, many years,
many years.
25?
I think they're the only act after the variety show. wasn't
Yeah, the
it?
variety was the longest running one, and then they were second longest running.
I like them.
And
They recognized me. That's how often I was there.
yeah, so Disney didn't re-up basically or
Oh,
offer
man,
them
that
an
sucks.
opportunity, but Knott's Berry Farm picked them up. So
I
now
have their CD and everything.
they're at Knott's Berry Farm, and they go by Crazy Kirk and the Hillbillies.
Wow.
So
Thanks for making me even more depressed. They take my country bears. Now they're taking my hillbillies.
they were actually really good, and they knew how to cater to the crowd. But basically, when they got moved from the Golden Horseshoe to the Big Thunder Ranch area, that was kind of like the basically the sign. It's like, your days are numbered now. So
Yeah, when it started, I understand that country isn't exactly popular anymore, but
But the show that they're putting in the Golden Horseshoe now is that one with where they get people from the audience and they're like, oh, bank robber and all this stuff, and they're having a shootout.
that one that they had in the front of the
yeah,
Golden
now they
Horseshoe
moved
before?
that inside,
Oh,
and that's the only show that's really in the Golden Horseshoe now. It's like,
All right.
how have you watched it?
it's
I've seen it outside of the
Yeah,
Golden Horseshoe.
it's a good distraction for like 10 minutes, but it's not really show worthy or anything. It's just kind of more atmosphere entertainment, if
Yeah.
anything.
It's good outside because it draws that crowd. Because if you've been on your feet all day, it's a good little I'll stand here. It's like a 10-15 minute show, and it's good laughs. Good laughs. I'll admit that it's pretty good laughs, but I don't think it should be on the stage. It has a lot of things that deals with outside, like the balcony. There's no balcony in the Golden Horseshoe, and just I like the show. Just I guess I just prefer it outside and like Billy Hill and the Hillbillies inside.
Yeah.
If you want a good laugh, go watch at Fantasy Fair. The Tangled or Beauty and the Beast that they're showing right now. Those guys are amazing.
It's corny, but in a good way.
Yes.
You don't want to punch them.
So I haven't seen it yet, but
Well, I've seen
would
one of them.
you
He's seen the other.
I know. Which one do you want to hear about?
would you say it's kind of like the genie in Aladdin type of
It's
No.
nowhere near that scale. It's not modern joke.
This is, and it's all just like a little theater and just like, wait.
It's like the old like Shakespeare type where it's men playing women's roles, and that's except for Belle or Rapunzel because you got to keep that going.
Right.
But yeah, they play everybody. It's usually just two guys playing everybody
except for the two main characters.
Yeah, which is what the one I saw was Belle and Beast. One of them played Gaston and everybody else, but it's a good show.
Yeah, for Tangled,
go see it.
It's Flynn Rider and Rapunzel, and the two guys are there. The one guy does Mother Gothel. They do all the little guys, the bad guys from the one brewery. What is it?
The Lucky
the Snuggly Duckling.
The Snuggly Duckling.
Yeah, that's right. So they have that bit, and they basically just those two guys are doing the singing the whole time. Rapunzel and Flynn don't sing or anything; they're just there.
Yeah, they have girls helping out with props and all that, but they're literally just living props themselves.
Yes,
they don't do any acting. It's just the two guys and joking around, having a good time.
Each time I watch it, that no matter what two guys, they're usually really good, and it's a funny, comedic. Not like. It's a good show.
They feed off each other pretty well.
Yes.
As most Disney thing is clean family fun with some jokes that the adults will understand more than the kids.
Right.
That make the kids laugh, but the parents laugh a little more.
Because they know what they're talking about and things. They're like, ooh. Yeah. So it's pretty good. It's if you're going to go see a show, I was kind of iffy about seeing it because my mom was with my nieces when she went to go see it. No, you have to go see the show. It's a bunch of I'm not sexist, but you're with a bunch of little girls.
It's like it's a princess. Come on,
you're in a princess area. You're in a pink and like just a pink tent.
Being an adult. Some kids, possibly some adults, I kind of look scary, I guess you can say. And being a man, just with my mom there, it was kind of weird for me. Very weird for me. But it was definitely worth it. It was a funny show.
Yeah.
It was very funny.
That's kind of how I felt the first time. They're like, oh, let's go watch it. And I was like, all right. And I was like, I went in there. I was like, oh, I came out. I was like, I want to watch it again.
Yeah, I want to go see the other show.
Let's do this. Now I just like, it's kind of one of the things that I kind of want to check out all the time.
Yeah, I've heard some reviews about that one, and they haven't really been as detailed. I think they've kind of been trying to avoid spoilers or anything, but
it's kind of, if you explain it, then you kind of ruin it.
Yeah.
Well, with this explanation, it makes me want to watch it even more now. Where before I was like, kind of like...
Yeah, because we didn't give away anything to it.
Yeah, it's just good humor.
It's a better explanation. Basically,
Yeah,
what's
it's
going
a
on
good
and what to expect.
Yeah, without telling you they
The
do
jokes
this,
and-
this is what happens. But yeah, it's a very good show, and you
Guess
should
I'll put more
definitely
effort
watch
into
it.
catching it next time.
Yeah.
then.
Go do it.
Yeah.
It's worth your time.
Yeah, and it's not a long show. It's not going to eat up
Yeah,
a bunch of time or
yeah.
anything. So, and also since you're going to be there, you might as well get a bagel twist or a strawberry twist or something.
Yeah.
Right?
But they only show it during the day, which is
Yeah,
part of the hardship because you want to ride your rides during the day and all that. But
it's one of
If
those
you
little
can-
gems.
yeah,
yeah, it's something that is. Like,
if you have a multi-day ticket, then it definitely
Take
do
the
it.
time
If you only have one day, one park, I understand if you don't take the time to go see it,
Oh yeah,
but I think it's worth it.
I'd say it's worth your time, especially because during the middle of the day, sometimes it's like you need that break, and it's like that's a good show to watch.
It's a good respite from the day.
Yeah,
Yeah, it gets you out of the sun for a little bit. You got body heat, but it gets you out of the sun for a little bit.
and it's a good show. It's just
Does
overall.
everyone like sit on the floor? Or they, like,
No,
all
The
they
stand,
kids
or-
can up front, and sometimes they get involved in
Mm-hmm.
it, I guess. But the adults, there's benches that you can sit on, and
Yeah. Oh, I'd suggest not sitting in the middle.
Yeah.
Because there's a pole right in the middle.
right
To
in the
support the
freaking
tent.
middle.
It's to support the tent. So if you sit in the middle, it's like, oh, middle seat. Then you sit down, it's like, ah, crap. Then
if you
the
happen to
whole
miss
time-
that giant pole,
the whole time you have to lean and like, okay, there's Rapunzel. Oh wait, where'd she go? Oh, there we are. Okay, wait, who's out there? What are they doing? So I'd
Save that
suggest
seat for
sitting
people you
more
don't
to
like.
The sides, yeah. Move off to the side if you can. Sit like middle section off to the side, not having that pole in front of you. That's my suggestion.
Yeah, but it's a cute little show.
Yeah.
Yes, cute.
But very good. It's definitely worth your time.
And then there's always a bunch of little shows happening down Main Street and things like the Dapper Dans that
Dapper
perform.
Dans are awesome.
The firemen, the fire,
Yeah.
Don't
quartet,
they do the
saxophones quartet or something like that. Well,
yeah,
Chip and
they-
Dale come out and
Chip-
Cruella
they do
DeVille
all
come
the
out.
Characters. Mary Poppins comes out too over at the hub
Oh, the Pearl
area.
Band, yeah,
yeah, the
in
Pearl
front of
Band,
the
right in front of the castle.
yeah.
So there's a lot of little shows to check
And
out.
the New Orleans Square where
The
the
Pirates now, yeah.
Wandering Minstrels, or
I don't know
They
the
have a
name.
jazz
I remember
band that plays
Bayou
there,
Brass. Bayou Brass was before.
Yeah.
I don't know if
Oh,
they're
they're
still
gone?
there. Yeah,
They were awesome.
Oh, yeah.
I loved watching them.
I love a sousaphone. Anything with a sousaphone is always going to be fun.
Oh yeah.
But I actually have their CD too. Yeah, but yeah, there's a lot of little things.
Oh yeah. I mean, we didn't hit everything. We'll probably catch more another day when we can.
Part 2.
Part 2.
Part 2.
Actually, Part 2 will probably be DCA, Disney California Adventure.
Yeah, we didn't
Catching
touch up
up
on
a
that.
little bit on what we missed from
Yeah.
Disneyland, if you remember.
Yeah, if we remember,
And
we'll catch up
DCA.
on this, touch up on this one again, and then go right into DCA and give you the lowdown on that side and everything good over there.
Yeah.
Since most people, if you want to do a park hopper,
Do you know what happened to the California letters at all, or? Just...
Oh, they got moved to the Great America Park in Northern California.
Oh, okay. I was just curious.
Okay.
Yeah, so I think
Those
they
are
were
awesome.
donated by Disney to them.
Oh, that's good. At least it
'Cause
went somewhere good.
I think that
Mm.
I think it's a theme park. It's a NorCal thing, so
The mystic Northern California, full of mystery and weed.
Alrighty. Well, it looks like that's about it for tonight. So, I was your host, Corey. With us, we had Ben.
till next time we'll talk about it.
and
Talk on it.
our special guest, which we were glad to have,
I was
Steven.
very happy to be here. I hope to do this again. It was pretty fun, entertaining.
Yeah. We'll definitely get you in for the DCA one. We got to have you back for that one. So.
Oh, yeah, DCA.
Yeah, we got. We'll finish off this segment with DCA. We got to have you here.
California themed theme park in California.
Makes perfect sense.
But now it's
Now
Walt
it's Pixar
Disney's California Adventure with a smattering of Pixar.
Yeah, they're trying to turn into Pixar. We're getting ahead of ourselves, anyways.
Alrighty.
Oh, that's what's to look forward
That's
to.
what's
so.
to come. So
We'll talk about it.
We'll talk about it.
About it next time.
Well, until next time, thanks for listening. Bye.